All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for some main event heat races, qualifying races?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get the Fall Classic of 2016 underway. The green flag flies, and into turn number 1 go 6 super stocks.
All right, so early leader, the 49 of Kaiser de Guevara in the second spot.
Yeah, Jason Kaiser, that number 49 machine, being chased down by the 29 of Joe de Guevara. Saw them fine-tuning that machine as I walked into the pit area earlier. A little bit of contact further back. In the third position, Tommy, this is the beauty of having some, I guess you say live timing and scoring, is I know that's the 83 machine of Kevin James.
Only on one side.
Only on one side. Looking at his inside, though, battling for the position, the number 13 machine, Chris Dalton, looking to make something happen. Tommy, I feel like that car looks familiar, but usually without fenders.
Yes, that car is very familiar out at Kern County Raceway Park. This car has been fast out there this year in 2016.
17 machine Thomas Suarez on track. He's looking at the inside of the 83 of James. Trust me, it's the 83.
I believe you.
And then in the 6th position, the number 30 machine of Mason Sargent.
I remember that name.
I feel like I remember that car.
He raced in the Bandoleros. And his nickname was Racing Mason, and we got to sit with his family one year out here. So Racing Mason moving it on.
Isn't his middle name Thomas? Because I remember us talking about Tommy Mason. He told me not to make fun of you. These are 10-lap heat races for the street stocks. Leading this one, Kaiser continues to show us what's up.
Kaiser's got a good-looking car, but Dalton was closing in on De Guevara for second spot, but then something weird happened, or something is up for that 13. He was closing in, maybe drove that tire a little hot. Back here, we got the 83. Still trying to get that spot back from the 17.
It's worth noting that on Race Monitor right now, they're calling out a 7th car that did not hit the track. It's the 28X machine of Mark Allison. So keep an eye on that, see if Mark was supposed to be in this heat race, if he's able to make it out. These drivers, they're heat racing tonight, they're main event racing tomorrow.
Correct. These drivers, late models, and the super late models.
Tommy, you mentioned Dalton closing in. He's there.
Yeah, he's back up to that spot again.
But he's out of time. The white flag is going to fly this time out of turn number 4. It flies for Kaiser de Guevara, going to try to hold off Dalton. 3 cars under a blanket for the win in this heat race.
So 10-lap heats. And de Guevara looking.
Woo-hoo. Dalton to the outside. He's not going to be able to make that work, but Kaiser's going to take the victory. And that is the first race of the Fall Classic 2016.
Not a bad one to start it off.
I'd say that's about how we like it. Tommy, Race Monitor, you'll get the job done.
It's cutting the beans while we're getting our sheets. We went into race control and said, "Hey, can we get some qualifying sheets?" And it looked like either the printer was going slower than he expected it to, or a lot of people are requesting a lot of papers, and he said, you guys are like 20th in line. Okay. Well, we'll just place our order then.
Did you get it to go?
I will be getting it to go.
Okay. You should have called for delivery. Well, as we get ready for our next set of heat races here, I already like the first car that's pulling out here. So Tommy, we're obviously excited to be out here. Fall Classic 2016.
I'm loving it out here. Our first time ever live streaming it.
First time ever, but man, I hope that this becomes a norm.
Definitely.
Like a norm binning.
I hear you there. Do you have that paper? Yes, you do. Trying to see here. You hear me wrestling with papers in the background. This is heat race number 2 for the Super Stocks. And see, this is exactly why I wanted to check. The number 93 starting on the pole. It looks like a 91 back here, but it's just because of the number color on the highlighter flames. The number 93 of Neil Schneider from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, leading this heat race. To the green, the number 38, Johnny Spilaccio from Las Vegas. Inside row number 2 has the number 1 machine of Justin Kaiser. Yeah, those names are very much related, I believe. Something tells me because they're pitting next to each other, that helps too. Mike Nix from Kern County Raceway Park, Bakersfield driver. The number 7.
You know they might have no idea that they're pitted next to each other and have the same Mustang.
That's probably true. The number 6 of Vince Bianchi and the 28 of Daniel Packer, bringing out the green flag, heat number 2, and we are racing.
Well, the first one kind of set a precedent, Tommy. What will we see in this heat race?
We already see a battle for the second spot, Jeffrey. This is a 10-lap heat race. Mike Nix wants some action on the outside. So he's trying to get by Kaiser's number 1 machine, Justin Kaiser.
There's something about this division for this event that always seems to have some interesting storylines.
Yes,
We talked
always.
about a couple years ago when, Tommy, you actually went down to set up some GoPros, and it was a completely different race from what you saw and then what you came back to find out happened.
Yeah, very true.
Woo, sideways is the 1 machine.
Yeah, Kaiser hanging it out of turn number 2. Mike Nix giving him some pressure now. So he probably sees that white 77 Dodge in his rearview mirror. That is not the only Mopar in this field. How about your leader in the second heat, the number 93? Leading lap number 2, Neil Schneider from Saskatchewan. Nix to the inside for 3rd. Kaiser slips back to 4th. Spilaccio in the 2nd spot. So your top 4 are pretty much on the screen. Lap number 3 of 10.
Tommy, do you know what car is my favorite one I've seen so far tonight?
Which is that one? The 28? If I were to guess, it's because it's Packer's use of paint on his wheels. This is a good looking car though.
I feel like that thing raced at Talladega a couple years ago.
A couple?
Like a couple decades ago.
He might have bought that from Buddy Baker.
Hey, you had jack stands from Phil Parsons.
From Phil and Benny, yeah. My dad picked up some leftover jack stands from Riverside.
You know they totally needed those too, right? They're like, what the heck? And your dad's like, I found some free stuff.
I found them. The problem is they were heading to their next track without them. So Schneider in the lead with his number 93. That car is bright. You cannot miss that car. And props on him for making his car known wherever it's at on the track and up in the lead. So Schneider closing in on Packer to put the 28 a lap down. Lap number 7, make it 2 to go at the stripe.
And Tommy with
That's a way high line for Schneider there.
I like his style. Oh man.
Lauren Hill saying hi.
Lauren Hill
With his hand on our butts.
Yeah.
Packer going to go wide for Spilaccio and the rest of the field. White flag waving for Schneider in his number 93 machine, Saskatchewan driver. And he's put himself a pretty good-sized gap over the second spot of Spilaccio. The number 93, Neil Schneider, checkered flag, heat number 2 for the Super Stocks. Second spot is Spilaccio, 3rd, Kaiser 4th, Nix, Bianchi in 5th, and 6th will be Packer.
Check.
Well, hopefully everybody's enjoying themselves here tonight.
Yeah, that's 2. 2 hit I can't even talk.
2 hit races.
2 hit races in. Awesome. You know, I got us some burritos, and I bet you we won't touch them for about another hour and a half.
Be freezing. Luckily, we're not, though. I believe late models will be rolling out soon.
Thinking about breaking the trend here with this time.
Break it right now. You haven't eaten since, what, 3 a.m.?
6 a.m.
That's close enough.
I had a breakfast burrito.
I had lunch over at the cannery. Do you want to know about you told us about your story.
Oh,
about your travels to Vegas.
Please, Tommy, what happened to you? Because I
still want to know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, we still don't know if it's done. That's what's great.
And we do. We got rooms now. So what happened?
So you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I got keys to a room at least. I just don't know if they're going to work. So my travel out here to Vegas started on my way home on Thursday, which was yesterday, when I call, like usual, for a late check-in. I call the hotel saying, we're on our way. We're just coming from California. It's a 4-hour drive, and we probably won't check in till about 12 or 1 in the morning. The lady on the phone says, the latest check-in is at 8 o'clock. It was 6 o'clock when I left work. I knew I wasn't going to make it to Vegas in time. I said, what do you mean 8 o'clock? We're talking in Vegas. People are out and about all the time. Their office is closed at 8 o'clock. I'm not going to give the hotel away because I don't want any of us to make the same mistake again. But, yeah, the office closed.
That sounds counterintuitive.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to have this happen to them, so I'm not going to tell you.
The office closed at 8 o'clock, Jeffrey, and I was out of room. I paid for a room that I couldn't use, so I had to stay at State Line for a few hours and then make my way in. Got the rooms. We're all good now, but they charged me for a room that I wasn't able to have. 8 o'clock check-in for Las Vegas? Maybe if we were in Butte, Montana, where Austin Mandela usually lives. But do you hear what I'm saying? How's that burrito? Sounds pretty good. Late models getting ready for heat race number 1 out here at the Bullring. I see Jeffrey. Is that a good burrito? Oh, he's taking one more bite. Let's see what it looks like.
Carne asada.
Oh, even better. So these are going to be 15-lap heats for the late models.
Where's that notepad, Tommy? And here we go. Green flag coming out. Late model racing. Started on the pole, battling for the lead, the number 1 machine of Andy Soul.
I think Jeffrey had to chew the rest of that burrito in his mouth.
I did. It was good. To his inside, or actually, I should say battling on the outside for the lead, the 88T of Dylan Tucker. Then we have the 37 machine, J.R. Courage. And the 42 of Matthew Erickson rounding out the field. Justin Dukes in the number 2.
Justin Duke sporting a Alan Quickie themed number 2 machine.
I like it. I like the old school.
I want to bring something up. I was walking the pits and I saw the engine block sitting on the side, not attached, but sitting to the side of the number 42 of Erickson's pit. He blew up his primary engine in practice last night. So he told me, man, I drove he drove like almost 10 hours away, 8 or 9 hours away, something like that. Tons, over like 500 and something miles to blow an engine. And he said he's here to start and park.
There you go.
But I don't see him parking anytime soon. So Erickson, unfortunate, he said the engine he's got under the hood of this 42 will not represent the strength of that team this year at Madera Speedway. The worst he's finished at Madera all season long in 2016, second spot. So 5 wins and plenty of top 2s. That's the only update I have for the late models so far.
Well, that was quite the update.
That's a bummer. I mean, any of these drivers, I mean, and Matt was totally cool with it. I mean, yeah, he was bummed, but he's this is racing. It's going to happen, whether I'm at home or while I'm traveling.
Well, right now on track, you see the number 1 machine of Andy Soul continuing to lead. over the 88 machine of Dylan Tucker. Battle also lingering there for the third spot. Courage trying to hold off Erickson.
These two drivers race each other. I don't know how often, but they have.
Now this
Northern
division,
California drivers.
This division's not going to have to worry about a B main event here tonight. So they're good to go.
Neither did the Super Stocks in the last pair of heat races. Though Jeffrey 88's closing in on your leader.
He certainly is.
Certainly good.
Well, Tommy, and right now this is interesting because I know that we do a lot of dirt track racing coverage throughout the year, and you don't typically see heat races this long. Tommy, there's a different strategy involved with asphalt racing, especially when you talk about, as we have a battle for third side by side down the back straightaway, how you play your tire strategy, even on a short race like a 15-lap event. But Tommy, these drivers aren't going to have to worry about a transfer slot. They know they're going to be in the A main event. Still, these heat races set you up for the weekend.
Of course. You can make a bad decision in this heat race that puts you in the back of the main event. And on this track position does mean a lot.
And you can confirm or deny with me here, just double checking that the finishing order of these heat races helps us set up the main events.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Cool. I just like to be semi-right.
The only thing that I know as far as kind of weird about the results were from qualifying, the top 8 in the Super Late models automatically move on to the top rows of their main event, meaning they don't get the heat race tonight.
Look at this move on the inside. Erickson, Tommy, talked about his issues so far this weekend. He's looking to build that momentum back up, but we still have a battle for the win as well. Can Tucker do anything with Soul? Out of turn number 4, Soul's going to take the victory, and Erickson will take over the third spot. Nice set of races here, but we all know that we were watching this driver, Dukes, in the old scheme.
Dukes in the deuce.
Nice.
You like that one?
I like that one. I like that one, you agree? Well, Tommy, I can also say that you did get a delivery. It was not DiGiorno.
No, it was not. It was some paper.
And what's also awesome is we're getting some other bits of info.
Yeah, I like.
We're getting the results for the heats as well, so we
Mm,
can verify anything there.
that's true.
We have some people running onto the track. At some point, I want to verify some information about the super late model heats.
Do you want to go run up there right now?
Sure.
Go ahead. You got time. Yeah, it looks like people are setting up for the next heat race by... Oh, no, that was just a photographer. Photographer or something needing to go onto the track. So with that, I believe the next late model heat is rolling onto the racetrack. Nope. We're going to have... I thought it was going to be late models, but it'll be HPD midgets rolling onto the track. This will be a 4-car heat race. 8 laps.
HPD midgets heat race number 1. 8 laps of racing.
Again, welcome all of you here to our live coverage. Yes, we are live. No, this is not tape delayed. We are live at the Bullring. 3/8 mile action here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway short tracks. If you go on their Facebook page, they do a lot of marketing for this track as well as the dirt track over on the other side of the property. What'd you find out?
I got the DL.
Okay. Jeffrey's hooking up his setup here as he had to run, which meant that he had to take his audio with him because we are not detachable.
No, not quite, not yet. Now you should, I believe, those will have that information, but you can just keep using that
I could
too.
keep using this, yeah.
All right, you
Jeffrey,
ready?
I'm ready
Let's do
when you
this.
are.
Oh,
It'll
dude.
be the number 80 of Tom Breidinger bringing this field to the green flag. 75 Annie Breidinger. How about that? An all Breidinger front row. 21 of Denzel West, and the 5, Brian Sands from Utah. Here we go. Heat race number 1 for the HPD Midgets. Jeffrey, these cars don't necessarily beat and bang like a lot of the stock cars do.
But they can beat and bang a start.
Yes, they can.
And
And now they're in trouble for it.
Now, Tommy, we have a saying here at the Speedway. These drivers are on the Richter scale.
Yes, they are.
They gotta make it right with their race control.
Oh, man. We're not in California, but we're close. Tim Richter, our Bullring race director. So, like Jeffrey said, they all are on the Richter scale here. And that one just shook it up a little too much for Tim's liking. 4-car heat race, 8 laps. Breidinger, West, and Sands bringing the field back to the green. And to some contact, and like I said, they don't beat and bang, but when they do, it's exciting.
Yeah, you saw it there.
But Jeffrey, we've seen some pretty crazy races out of these HPD midgets here at the Bullring.
I'm going to keep an eye here on this 21 machine, Tommy. West may have an issue with this right front after that contact.
You would think, because that's a lot of force. You as an engineer know that when rotating contact is made, it probably messes a few things up.
Yeah, and it would take an engineer to truly appreciate that.
Yes, it would.
There's some smoke. That's him locking up the brakes into turn 1.
That is what we call not clean fluid dynamics.
Exactly.
Breidinger, the number 80 machine. Tony, I said Tom. This is Tony Breidinger. I just need to learn how to read. Tony Breidinger in the number 80. Leading this field. Annie Breidinger in the 2nd spot. Field pretty separated. The closest battle is actually, or the closest set of cars will be 1st and 2nd. And those are the Breidingers.
2nd place on screen. There's your leader. These drivers are doing 8-lap heat races halfway through this one. I'm number 4 on the board.
Now, Jeffrey, we do get to see the HPD midgets at the dirt tracks that we cover. They haven't been, the only asphalt track that we cover on a regular basis is Irwindale Speedway. But we don't get to see the HPD midgets race out there any longer. I can't tell you as to why, but we do get to see the HPD midgets every now and then on the dirt track, whether it be Bakersfield Speedway, Kern County Raceway Park, on their dirt track.
I'm going to watch this guy.
Yeah, this driver in the back here, the white flag is waving. This is Brian Sands from Utah on the number 5 machine. Brian, the reason why Jeffrey's watching him, not only is this car number 5, Jeffrey loved Terry Labonte when he was younger, but it is loose through the corners. Checkered flag waving for the Breidingers. Tony Breidinger leading Annie Breidinger, Denzel West 3rd, and Brian Sands coming out of turn number 4 to collect the checkered flag. And the HPD Midgets' first heat race here at the Bullring Fall Classic 2016.
I'm so happy we're here.
Me too. For anything else other than this is a fun event to be at.
Hey. Hey. I hope everyone's looking at us right now because I'm going to start eating my burrito.
That's right. You texted me earlier saying I'm cold. What is that?
What?
You texted me saying that you were cold.
It was a joke because I was here.
Oh, okay.
And it was warm.
Yeah, it was. It's a really nice day. It's a really nice night right now. Definitely. I thought we'd be wearing jackets right now, but no, we're feeling good. We are feeling good. So again, a reminder for those of you on our stream here, we do have replay cameras at the ready in case we do miss something in the corner. So hopefully we don't get to use them too much, but if we do, they are ready for it.
Again, the NASCAR Super Late Models.
So
the
turn
top
number
8
1
are guaranteed
and
a
2.
position in the A main. They'll have
Turns
a
number
drawing
3
to
and 4.
figure out where they'll start.
The field is rounding it, getting ready for
One
their one to go.
could be on the pole.
Flag. Now this is a 3-car heat.
Select number 1, and then we'll have 4 heat races with the top 3 moving on to the
3-car heat race for the HPD midgets.
with the top 2 in each of those moving on.
As Jeffrey's chowing down the burrito as quick as he can without it
Starting
getting
the
cold.
race tomorrow night at 100,000
I need to make room because I know we're going to pig out tonight.
Oh yeah. Do you think we're going to Fremont Street tonight or no?
that NASCAR Super Late
Or the
Models
strip, I
feature
mean?
tomorrow night.
All right.
And here we go. Watch him as he comes.
Here we go. Green flag waving. We are racing here. Heat race number 2 as Jeffrey's taking a big old swig of water. For the HPD midgets, again, an 8-lap heat. 3 cars in this one. Jeffrey, how about some names?
Carne asada. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Not those names.
Don't be calling me names now. Battle back here for the 2nd spot. Your leader checking out right now over this field. That'll be Love in the number 44.
Yep, Jesse Love, early leader here on the first lap of this heat race. Side-by-side action into turn number 3 as we have the 44 machine of Antonia Boscacci taking over the spot for the 9 of Jagger Jones.
Jagger got on those brakes hard, locked up the left front, which we do see out here at the Bullring. Again into turn number 3.
Cool to see all the support divisions that we have out here. We've taken a look at a couple of divisions, Tommy, that have some of the lighter car counts.
Yes.
We got some heavy car counts coming up.
Oh, we do.
Legend cars, the Bombers, and of course, like we talked about, the biggest field of the weekend, the super late models. And Tommy, it's very fitting that that would be our biggest division. And what's encouraging to me is that the field has grown since the last time we've been here.
Oh, for sure.
So that is a good sign.
It's good for asphalt short track racing, Jeffrey, because it's been a slump lately.
Yeah,
I feel.
Yeah, it's good to see a positive tick mark on there. So
It also helps that the senator said that he's going to pipe in some money too. So that's why we call it the Senator's Cup this weekend.
I thought that was just what he was drinking out of.
No, he brought some money in that cup.
Nice. Very cool. And like you said, Tommy, a big weekend as far as money goes. White flag is out for the number 38 machine of Jesse Love. The one thing I do really like about Race Monitor, because like I said, I was watching events back years ago, and when we didn't have that, we were guessing who was on the lead lap a couple times. Jesse Love takes the win. Second place to Boscacci. And Jones will finish this field.
You want to know where the strip is in relation to this track?
Yeah.
Right back here. See if I can do this without breaking anything. There is the Las Vegas Strip located behind the grandstands. You can see the skyline there. So very cool. All right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, a stacked lineup of 45 super late models here tonight. Only 24 can start the main event. Green flag is out. The top 3 will transfer to the main event. The rest have to deal with some big B-mains tomorrow. In the wall already goes the number 91 machine, and slide jump, spin him out, and we got trouble.
That didn't last long.
It's going to be one of those weeks.
It sure is. Jeffrey Caution's going to fly. Lap number 1 of this heat race. I'm going to go over and take a look at a replay.
We're going to take a look at a replay. And while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and fill you guys in on who's in the field. The number 17X machine, that is Justin Johnson, local out here. Good racer, and he'll be a force this entire weekend, but did not make the top 8 in qualifying. Shows you how fast the field is. 66B, Jeff Bischoff-Berger, the number 83 machine of Braden Havens. Then we have the 76 of Dennis Rock. And behind Dennis Rock is the 53 of Kyle Cotula. The 92 machine is driven by Gary Clift. The 91, Alan Kress. We saw that car already get in the wall on the first lap. Then we have the 08 machine of Jace Hansen, the 02 of Charlie Pike, and the number 28 machine of Wade Cohens.
I was going to pull up a replay, and right as I was ready to play it, they shut the lights off. They did a quickie caution on us here, so we'll pull that up later.
Top 3 transfer. These heat races really important for starting position. Trouble on the front straightaway. Around goes Rock.
And surprisingly, a one-car spin.
It's going
That's
to be.
not what you see.
It's going to be one of those weekends.
That's usually a major stack up on the front straightaway.
I thought that car was going in the wall.
Yeah, and Rock kept it down to the apron, and everybody kept it off of that 76.
Now, Tommy, is this the same Rock that we remember driving the 61 car back in the day?
I think that's Dennis Rock, 61.
But this is Dennis Rock.
So,
but I remember there
unless
being,
that's a junior.
I was gonna say I know that Rock Jr. drove the 61, unless he just doesn't. They just don't have the junior. Just like Indiana Jones, he did not want to have the junior. Three cars transfer. Justin Johnson, Jeff Bischoff-Berger, and Braden Havens are your 3 transfers right now going through the corner. You see the whole field. Rock gets his position back. And like we stated earlier, they're not going to put up with drivers just dumping another. We saw it in the Legend B main event.
Let's take a look at this replay here, Jeffrey.
All right, let's take a look. Right on the start, you'll see the accordion begin.
Or not.
Don't worry, folks, in case you're wondering why you don't see it, neither do we.
So, another quickie caution.
They got you quick.
I want to show you guys the replay, but I don't think I'll be able to on this one.
Green flag. Into turn number 1.
Oh, it's tied again. The 92 slipping up the track.
I think all we're going to keep saying is it's going to be one of those weekends.
How many transfer again? Because
3
we have
cars
a lot.
transfer, Tommy. All these cars fighting right here are just trying to get into a chance to fight up to make it into the A main event.
Boy.
They know that B main, Tommy, is going to be even more rough than this.
So rocking the number 76, the left side of your screen, is in 4th.
The first car out.
Yes, and he's got a lot of hungry hounds behind him. The top 3 checking out from this group.
Woo, we're going 3 wide out of exit of turn number 2.
Gatula in the 53 had a wheel fall off during practice.
Hansen to the inside of the 53 machine of Gatula. Gatula been falling back. He's lost 3 positions in the last few laps. He hit the wall, and I'm talking about the 91 of Kress, but hey, that car's still in the 5th spot. Battle into the turn and a little bit of contact. This might be related to earlier.
Run short track racing.
Oh, and short track tempers.
All right, so let's take a look at your top 3. Justin Johnson, the 17X, is your leader.
Yep. Then you got the 66 of Jeff Bischoff-Berger, who I believe we used to see race it up in the multi-turn Willow Springs.
Yes, we did.
And then we got the 83 machine that is Braden Havens. These 3 drivers are in, but Havens, don't look now in this 15-lap heat. You're only halfway.
Oh, it's getting there.
And Rock's coming. He's been around. He don't care no more.
Dennis Rock, obviously, he wants redemption after that impact on the start-finish line. Caution to go.
Here comes Rock.
Battle for the transfer spot on the screen right now. Third place battle.
So remember, the top 3 will make it to the A main event. Big old backfire there by Rock. Got well off the gas, Tommy, setting up that exit. He's there. He's on the bumper. He knows he can use it if he needs to.
It is going to be 5 laps to go.
On the bumper, Havens probably doesn't have a choice but to see in the rearview mirror that 76 machine is there. Other battling continues on the track, but this is the one to watch, the one to make it into the A main event.
45. You heard me correctly. 45 super late models battling here at the Bullring, and this is heat race or qualifier race number 1, top 3 transfer.
Let's see, the 02 machine's gone down 1 lap. That's Charlie Pike. Charlie will still have a chance to make it through to the B main, but tonight's not looking like his night with 3 laps to go in this heat race.
This is literally the best and only battle to watch. Everybody's single file on a practice race.
And Rock is warming up that front bumper, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy.
You like bump and runs? We got them for you here at the Bullring. 3/8 mile, and they're going to use every inch of it. Rock is there. He knows that he can be a force in these main events, but he's got to make it in. White flag is out. Justin Johnson is safe right now. Bischofberger's looking good. Rock has lost a little bit of time. Tommy's going to get one last chance into turns 3 and 4.
I think he's winding that 76 up, but he does not get the exit out of turn number 2.
He's losing time. Justin Johnson makes it into the A main event out of his heat race. Bischofberger second, and Havens holds off Rock.
Wow.
To make it through. Also not making it through, and by not making it through, we mean we'll see them again tomorrow for the B main event, but these guys aren't going to sleep well. The 08 machine of Jace Hansen. In 6th was the 91 of Alan Kress. 7th place is the 28 of Wade Cohens. 8th place was the 53 of Kyle Gotula, who continued to slip back throughout this heat race. The 92 machine of Gary Clift. We saw the contact between him and the 28.
Yes.
And then finishing 1 lap down in this event, the 02 machine of Charlie Pike. That was just one.
That was just one heat race.
That was one of 4.
So if you want to see more heat race action and good old stuff happening at the Bullring, you got to join us live on racefeedx.com to check it out, as Dr. Steve Brule would say.
Check it out.
And in the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program, Kaylee Barker in a 34+2, 89, Donnie Winott in the 3rd row.
Heat race number 2 rolling out
Warren Nipper
here at the Bullring.
Rainey's car, 97, Jason Jefferson. Row 4, Mike Haslam driving a triple car, Jeep triple car, 70H. And 40th, Ryan Partridge. And rounding out the field, 94, Andrew Cohen. So there's
Well,
the lineup, 15
it's the
laps.
Bullring.
NASCAR Super Late Model.
We're just going to keep hammering in how intense this is going to continue
Yeah,
to get. But
we
if you guys don't believe us already.
Yeah. If you don't believe us, you're silly, but it works out.
Oh, and should we mention the fact that we're going to be up here with spotters, by the way?
Yeah, that's true. So we can, if there's something going on the track between spotters, we'll be involved.
Oh, yeah. You
They'll
ready?
the radios will be swinging around.
Hitting people with their headsets.
All right, heat race number 2 for the super late models. 45 cars showed up to make the A main event, but we're sending a few into the B main here on this one, but we're also sending a few into the A. Top 8 cars transfer. Who's in this one?
Top 3 transfer.
Well, I meant from qualifying, and then now we have top 3 transfer. Thank you.
Wow.
Who is in this one, Jeffrey? On the pole, the number 07 of Wade Bland, who is outside the 75 of Jeremy Dawes. Kaylee Barker, 34. 89, Donnie Wynott. The 38 of Warren Nipper. The 97 of Jason Jefferson. The 78 of Mike Haslam. The 48 of Flying Ryan Partridge. And the 94 of Andrew Cohens.
Top 3. Who's it going to be?
So your top 3 already looking pretty exciting. In the top 2, Jeremy Doss, Wade Bland. Who's going to lead lap number 1? It'll be Bland.
Well, it's been a cleaner get-go for now.
Doss taking a look down to the inside of the back straightaway.
A reminder, Tommy, you mentioned
Oh, and Nipper's going to make, looks like there could be fluid down. Or just hard on the brakes, but 4 cars stack up over in turn number 3. Nipper got it sideways in the number 38 machine, the 70 of Haslam. Hard on the brakes. And from there, it was everybody washing up the track.
Might take some time to clean this one up. See the 48 machine in this wreck. Folks, that's your second place finisher in the K&N West Series this year. How, Tommy? That's we got a couple heavy hitters that were involved in this one.
Yeah, we certainly do, Jeffrey. That was not how you want to worry about your qualifying race.
So they're tending to the drivers right now. It looks like the 38 machine just lost it going into turn number 2.
Let's take a look at the replay, right, as we're checking it all out. See, this thing wants to back all the way back. What the heck? There we go.
Hey.
Right? Almost.
Look at that. Look at that.
All right, now let's
red
take a
flag is coming out.
Yeah,
by
so
the
the
way.
red is out. We're obviously having to work on getting some cars unstuck, getting them off the track. But of this replay, Jeffrey, you see, we go under green. This incident on lap number 1 of 15. So here's a replay of the incident.
And I was just making a comment right at this point about, hey, so far we're cleaner than we were in the last
Yeah,
race.
exactly.
Unfortunately, then we ended up tearing up more cars in the next turns than we did in the previous race. Now watch the 38 machine looking low, and all of a sudden this car's going to break loose right here.
And when the 70 backed it around, I thought that there was some fluid down on the track.
It does look like it was reactionary.
Yeah,
They're
not
getting
taken
on.
back. So let's back this thing up just a tad.
Watch as the cars start to fix
Yeah,
themselves.
See, they're going to fix themselves.
Okay.
I'm doing this slowly for a reason. You'll see here in just a second. I'm trying to see, A, if there's any contact. No, Nipper just, those back wheels, too much rear brake, and spun it around. Ryan Partridge in the 48 is literally looking at this like, OS. Oh, crap moment for Partridge, because this track always goes up towards the wall. You see the number 70 of Haslam. He'll be sliding into this one. And then Partridge is going to get the wall with his right front.
Yeah, so likely some suspension damage on that 48 machine. The 70 machine, Tommy. It looked like Nipper may have entered turn 3 different than he probably has all day.
Could be.
Because he was getting ready, it looked like, to maybe set up here on the 34 machine.
One more. Let's take one more look.
Moving
So
in on
he's-
Barker.
He is literally following the 34 of Barker. This is where he gets siders, right there. So slow it down. And then, yeah, Jeffrey, you see Haslam just on the brakes hard and then locks him up right there and slams into the side. Partridge
I
getting
do
caught up
wonder,
as well
though.
as a 94 of Cress.
I do wonder how bad. Like Partridge, what I don't like about that hit that we saw was it looked like it grabbed. It grabbed that right front.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what
a
you wanna
tie
see.
rod breaker for sure.
Yeah, but I'm curious about the 70 and the 38. 38, I'd worry about the rear coming in, but that 70 car might still be good to go. We still have 5 cars on track, which means, no, excuse me, 6 cars on track. Only half those cars are going to move on to the A main event. The rest go to the B. But, Tommy, these 3 drivers right now are clearly starting to sweat because they might already, after 1 lap of heat race action, be deemed to do the B.
Yeah, definitely. You see
Oh,
Nipper
one
driving
car's
away.
driving away.
Haslam, they're trying to push him around. Partridge, he's out of his car, up against the wall, just watching everybody. You can see the wheels turn to the right. Partridge does not look like a happy camper. Haslam 70 machine back under power. He's going to drive away.
And it might be, well, he's trying a new version of the racetrack. Now, technically, the red flag never came out. Just to throw that out there. Want to see the damage on the 38 machine here.
Nipper, you see the left front.
Could have a tire
some-
rub, but Tommy, in a 15-lap heat race to make the A-main event, you got to go for it. This damage is probably going to affect That 70 machine, though. That spoiler up in the air. But, again, can't give up. Curious to see here, though, the damage on the 48 machine. They are going for the hook.
It's just one of those things where too much rear brake on this 3/8 mile of the Bullring, or just driving it way too hard into the corner and realizing how much rear brake you had. And that's all it takes, Jeffrey. You see, Partridge actually has the worst damage, and he was the driver just stuck on the outside of it all.
Absolutely. I want you to tell me how that is.
It's a bummer we're not seeing any air show action going on here, even though it's not really an air show. It's just the Nellis Air Force Base, but there's no planes flying by. That's one of the fun things about the Bullring here.
Well, I flew by earlier.
You did fly by. And Partridge got some major damage on that suspension, I would imagine.
Oh, he's finally digging into the burrito.
I gotta do it. We got the red flag.
The yellow flag. It's just a slow yellow.
What do you think? Good burrito.
That's what I was thinking.
Right? Fox Sports 1 hopefully announced it with their mouths full. This is our first time we get a chance to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you checking us out, remember, we're going to be here live all weekend long. And there must be something really big happening over in the corner, because they're trying to, it looks like they're still trying to figure out how to take this car off the wall. Even Ryan Partridge is stumped. But Jeffrey, all weekend long, we're getting a little tease of it here. So for those of you that want to join us tomorrow night as well, we got those multi-passes available in the 3 different formats of quality, full HD, standard, and high quality for your viewing pleasure. Again, thank you all for checking us out and tuning in on RaceFeedX.com. As we are under a yellow-red condition.
I think they're dedicating the song to Ryan Partridge.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a good definition of how the wreck happened.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
Looks like they're trying to keep that car from rolling, like it's not able to stay in gear. Could be the issue too. You see the hopefully that.
But wouldn't they just climb in and hit the brakes? I mean, call me crazy.
Jeffrey,
Yes.
we're talking super late models.
Oh, they don't have brakes.
Exactly. For those of you that are probably new to Low Budget TV, we gotta thank you and welcome you. For those of you that are frequent viewers of Low Budget TV, we gotta say hello again, and welcome to the Bullring tonight.
Yeah.
My mom asked, What is the schedule tonight? Let me tell you.
No.
No?
Why isn't she here?
Yeah, I know. Actually, she's at the Charlotte dirt track at Charlotte for some big dirt track race.
Okay. Okay.
That is important, but apparently Vegas isn't. Spending time with her kid. I made it sound like such a horrible mom just now.
I want you to know my earbuds are in your burrito, so watch your next bite.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No.
So the schedule, of course, tonight is our heat race / qualifiers. Then we're going to have, so these are the final heat races here tonight. Then we're going to go into the HPD Midget feature 30 laps. Southwest Tour Trucks will have a 50 lap main event, and the Legend Cars will be doing 25 laps. So that's why we see a B main. Because they're doing 2 full night
Wait.
racing.
They're
full
doing
nights.
2 full nights racing? That means... Don't eat burritos and announce, folks. But that means that we're going to see all those cars again. It's funny because you think I wouldn't know the schedule.
Yeah.
Tommy, what happened to that right front?
Um,
It looks funny. Doesn't it?
it's full of concrete.
I was going to say, I've never seen a tire get that white from hitting the wall.
And we lost the hood.
Yeah, that wheel caught and grabbed that wall, not what you want it to do. I was filming, wasn't it?
Well, you hear the race cars back under fire.
How's that burrito?
Yummy. Good stuff.
Tommy and I like to live life on the edge here in Vegas. So what do you want to do, the Strip tonight and Fremont Street tomorrow, or vice versa?
I'm trying to think.
Which one do you think will have more time?
You can't do much on the Fremont Street other than people watch.
Exactly. Tommy, you make it sound like that isn't crazy enough. But we can get prime rib.
That's very true.
Well, folks, hope you had a nice little break there because we have 14 laps to go in this heat race. 2 of 4 for the super late models. And the intensity only builds. 3 cars will transfer. Top 3 were had the quietest time. I think I literally just...
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, you want me to?
Sorry, you were not good. All right, here we go for the restart. Lap number 1 of 15. And we are back underway. So Wade Bland bringing the field.
Oh!
Some contact. Haslam and Kress. Kress is going to go back a spot.
Jefferson in the 97 machine.
It's funny that that's Noah Gragson's teammate. Battle for the lead up front. Bland getting pressure and getting by. So he moves back to the second spot. It is Doss, but we go yellow for the 38 machine around behind the light pole for me, so that's why I didn't see him. But Warren Nipper.
It's a big light pole.
Spun it out. Warren Nipper spins it out. Jeffrey, funny that Jason Jefferson was not on our sheet earlier today when, I don't know, I believe he did turn a lap in practice. So I don't know why he wouldn't be. Jason Jefferson, teammate of Noah Gragson's number 7 machine.
I'm trying to think, Tommy. For the late models, did we only have 1 heat race?
Yes,
Is that because we transferred a certain number of cars?
I believe so.
That would make sense. I was sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. Late models won't have to worry about a B main start lineup, though. They're going to have to worry about. And that also probably has to do with, like we discussed, with the super lates. Top 8 cars qualified, but you don't know just because you got the fast time that you're going to start on the pole.
Exactly.
And it's the 38 car. I hope he's going to be at full speed when we go green.
I'll be at full speed when the green comes out. He was not eating ice cream.
Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Restart time.
Restart lap number 3, and we're back on a green. Top 3 transfer.
And we will have a battle here for that transfer spot.
Definitely, Jeffrey. So Donnie Wanat in the 89 machine in 3rd. He holds that elusive spot over the 97 of...
I'm sorry. I'm bleeping you out. I was just going to say off the track with the 38.
Yes. So Warren Nipper pulling it off. So Wanat holds that spot. He holds a transfer spot over Jefferson in the 97 machine. Kaylee Barker in the 34 at 5th. 34 plus 2, and Wenat spins out of the A main transfer.
Shows how much these drivers are on the edge, Tommy. The
Wow.
second time in this heat race alone.
Yes.
In the first 6 laps of this heat race that we've seen a driver lose it.
Just lost
By
control over in turns number 3 and 4. And now that'll put Jason Jefferson into the A main transfer spot. So if you're a Jason Jefferson fan, you are jumping up for joy. If you're a Wenat fan, you're saying, damn. I heard it, that's why.
Did you?
Heard all of his fans saying damn. So Jeremy Doss has the fastest lap time in this.
We've seen Doss do okay at this event.
Yeah, very true. 9 laps to go.
Okay, being a little bit on the light end.
Jeremy Doss holds the fastest lap time on this race by 0.2 of a second. A little over 0.2.
Hey, this ain't qualifying, man.
No, but it's a good indicator on what you've got for tomorrow night as well. Restart lap 6, 9 laps to go of 15. And back under the green flag. So Wade Bland in the second spot. You know, he wants to get that cushion built up. He wants to put the 75 of Doss behind him. But he's got to catch up to the 75. While not trying to close back up to the 3rd spot. He gets by Cress in the number 94.
Barker's coming in.
Yeah, she throws it down low. She wants into this A main event tomorrow night. Kaylee Barker already with a new right front fender. You don't want to scratch it up too much because tomorrow night is the one that pays the most. It'll pay for that fender if she has to use it tomorrow night. With that Haslam, who was involved in that wreck earlier on in this race, he was closing in on Kaylee Barker's 34 machine.
See, but Tommy, I'm gonna go against the grain here as Barker goes to the inside. It's true, but you need to make it out of the.
Yes.
You need to make it into the A main event to get that money.
Very
That's
true.
what she's doing right now.
She gets by Pitts. I'm sorry. She gets by Jefferson in the 97. I was thinking of the team name there for a second. So Jason Jefferson goes back to 4th.
Oh boy.
Barker in 3rd. And you see Jefferson starting to reel in that rear bumper, if you will. I thought there was going to be some contact made a lap ago at this exact spot on the track. Jeremy Doss opens up a 10. Car lane lead. No, not even that anymore.
Again, this is the transfer spot. Jefferson got into it, Tommy. And then with now 3 laps to go, is suddenly going, what happened?
And then number 89, he spun out of the transfer spot. Donnie Wenat is not looking like he's going to go into the A main or at least make his spot back. He's going to be busy tomorrow as well as Cress in the 94, the 70 of Haslam, and could be the 97 of Jefferson. Jeremy Doss, heat race number 2 winner. Bland in the 2nd spot. 3rd spot, Barker. Those 3 move into tomorrow night's A main event so they can load up and relax. Now, all the drivers behind
Now
have,
Barker can worry about paying off that fender.
that's true. Everybody behind get to utilize more races under that entry fee.
Yeah, man. Lap time.
Got to pay for it one way or another. You got to pay to play in racing.
Into the $15,000 to win
And then afterwards, you got to play to pay.
feature tomorrow night,
That's right. You got to play to pay.
where U.S. Senator Dean Heller of Nevada will be.
Well, I'm done with my burrito.
Well, Jeffrey, we're done with the live looking. So for those of you wanting to see the rest of tonight's racing action as heat race number 3 for the Super Late Models Roll on Track, you're going to have to go to racefeedx.com.
Join us, guys. It's going to be wild.
It is. It's definitely one of the best events, asphalt short track racing, out here on the West Coast, Las Vegas, Bullring, Fall Classic. Thank you all. For those of you on Race FedEx, hey, we're going to carry on the racing.
Tommy, is Huddleston doing double duty tonight?
Sure is.
Or I should say this weekend. Good. And I do have that correction that you mentioned about Newhouse. All right, you all set?
I'm ready. Let's get their microphones on. I'm ready. Ready?
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is heat race number 3 for the super late models. 45 of these machines trying to make their way into the A main event. To do it, you got to be in the top 3 in this heat race. Starting on the pole is the 50 machine of Trevor Huddleston and the 5W of Ryan Wells to his outside starting second. The 20 machine of Stan Mullis and the 46 of John Newhouse. Barry Carr in the 4 and the 24 of Joey Bird watching for the green. Green flag is in the air.
Huddleston with a shaky start there. He's going to possibly lose a spot. Maybe not. He fights back on the inside.
Fighting hard on that inside line is Huddleston. Mullis throws it in hard, leans right up against Newhouse. No contact yet. Tommy, they're almost looking like they started right here.
Yeah, very true.
Mullis
Top 3.
again drifts up. That is your transfer spot down the back straightaway.
Top 3 transfer, and you see in the battle for the A main.
If I remember correctly, Tommy, Barry Carr in that 4 machine was a driver who, Newhouse goes way wide and is going to give up that transfer spot 3 wide into turn number 3. That doesn't always work. To the inside of Newhouse now is the 1K machine of Mitch Klein. Behind him is the 33 machine of Brooke Chamel. And the 66H, remember I said Alex Haas was in this race?
Yeah.
That's not Alex.
Really?
Greg Haas.
Oh boy. That's Schimmel, by the way, in the 33.
Schimmel. I knew I was saying that one wrong. Well, the transfer spot's back on our menu because Mullis in that 20 machine has it. The 24 of Joey Bird wants it. Bird is on the bumper.
Almost literally 2.
Tommy, you could almost say that Bird is flying.
He's looking for some seeds.
I was going to mention this, though. Barry Carr, Tommy, I recall, had one of the most incredible climbs through, in the first, 16 laps of one of these main events, where he started out of the B main and I think made it into, the top 6
Bird
in, 15 laps.
Bird gets into the A main as they run right now.
Way wide goes Newhouse!
What a dirt track. What a save.
That was a save right there. You mentioned it, Tommy. Bird takes the spot. Mullis now outside. Carr is let me in. That 4 machine halfway through. Lap number 9, this time by 6 laps to go.
And your leader way out in front, Trevor Huddleston. And the number 50 machine, like I said, got off to a shaky start, but with it, starting to run away from the field. Second spot, the number 5 machine. What, about 15, 10 car lengths back?
Bird, starting to actually now close in on the 5 machine here of Wells. Wells can't lit up with 4 laps to go. Mullis is still within touch of both of those drivers to make something happen for the 20 machine. The first car out looking in. Wells has pressure from Bird. Bird looks to the inside. Now they're going to be almost side by side down the front straightaway. Bird puts the nose in here on exit to turn number 2. And they're going to be door to door into turn number 3.
By the way, I just want to point out that now Bird moves into the second spot.
Here we go.
But Trevor Huddleston is literally running away with this race.
He is, but Tommy, the transfer spot.
Yep.
Wells has lost the second spot. Now Mullis he can taste it. That 20 machine wants in. Mullis is on the rear bumper. Wells has it. Mullis is looking for it. The 20 machine looks to the inside. The battle for the transfer spot happens in turn number 3. They're door to door through turns 3 and 4. Who's it going to be at the line? It's Mullis making his way into the A main event.
At the last lap. Almost. Almost holding him
Wells, like I said, Mullis was within touch.
Yep.
Wells is suddenly seeing the B main before him. Carr finishes in the 5th spot. Newhouse, I'll say actually, Carr finished. I want to make sure this is right. Nah, something went funky. But yes.
I'm loving these qualifying races.
Oh, they're so good. I love it. I love it. You know, the last time, Tommy. Haas did not make it up. Now, Greg Haas is driving. Not Alex Haas.
No, gotta let Greg drive.
I'm trying to remember, is Greg's Alex's dad? Who's Greg?
I'd believe so. I sure would.
Well, Greg didn't make it off the track. So maybe he's going to see if he can sneak into one more heat race. The order went a little out of order on the monitor, so that's why I was going to give the full rundown there. I have an idea. Idea. All right. Tommy, the last heat race of the night.
The last one before we get into the mains.
This would be the last heat race of the weekend, or do we have some tomorrow?
Oh, no, we'll have some heats tomorrow. I believe for the Bombers and the Bandos.
Oh, good. Oh, good. All right. Well,
Ready?
Yep.
Rod Johnson Jr. will be on the pole in this one, and his number 10 machine, the 90, Tony McRae, starts on his outside. The 70, Chris Trickle. 09, Clint Hebart. The 81 of Daryl Mitchley. The 90C of Trevor Christiani. The 4B of Ricky Bogart. The 36, Jeff Hillock. And D. Cable rounds out the field in his number 1 machine. We are racing the final qualifying race, heat race, if you will.
You talked about a wild start with Huddleston in the last race.
Yeah.
Oh!
Contact and into the wall. Big hit into turn number 1. The fuel cell erupts over in turn number 1, all because he thought he would be clear down the front straightaway. Major impact twice. First, right at the front straightaway wall, and then slams it hard. I don't know if I'd trust that car backing up over all that fuel, though it works out. But major impact for that driver as you see him rolling down.
Tommy, if we know race car drivers,
They just,
he just was like, guys, it's rolling, move.
man,
I'm going to drive.
Clint with a huge impact down in
Tommy,
turn number 1.
I saw what you saw, by the way.
I thought he was hitting the tires, but he missed and hit the wall. Clint Habart in the
That was
09.
hard.
Let's go for a replay on that
impact
one.
there.
Let's go for a replay.
Yeah, that's a replay right there. I'm pretty sure we just showered the pit, all of our pit people, in fuel.
You see Clint jumping out of, or not jumping out, but getting out of his car, thankfully. Clint was excited for this weekend, and it's a shame that it
God,
ends.
that's such a bummer, Tommy. I mean, that's not a car you're gonna fix.
No.
Making the drive from Washington, and he's on the walk back.
Emergency and safety workers doing a great job as always. Taking care of business out there as they do each and every race here at the Bullring.
All right, driver, let's go for a replay here.
So we did get 1 lap in, 1 lap down.
All right, so here's the start.
Yeah, so as discussed, it was another shaky start there, this time for both of the drivers up front. And coming out of turn 4, McRae was wide. Just wasn't there in time, and a hard hit into the
Man,
the
what a
wall.
hit. You can see that fuel cell just blows a big hole into it.
That was
Let's
a
go back a little
hard
bit.
hit.
So we're going to slow this one down. You see McRae washes wide. Habart Clint thought that he was clear by a bumper. Literally the edge of the bumper cover right there is where contact is made. And that sends the 09 into the wall right here. And he's trying to gather things up as the corner is quickly approaching. He's in the dust, and he is going to back it into the wall right there. Big impact. Unbelievable. With all those sparks, Trevor, you'd think that would easily ignite a full fuel cell.
Like you said, Tommy, it was just a wash down if you move forward a little bit.
Look at all that fuel spraying out. As you got to think that that's the filler neck, I would imagine, that came loose on that fuel cell. So it definitely, I don't think it was punctured or anything, but it had all the makings of a huge fire. Parts and pieces blowing. I mean, look at all that fuel dumping. Looks like we're watering down the track for Destruction Derby over there.
Tommy, I was like you, though. There came a point, and you see how he shot it to the left. That was to not do what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought that car was going into that tire barrier.
One more look at this in slow motion, and he was clear until he was not, and that's all it took. And a major boom. That's not going to feel good tomorrow. And look at that thing just pouring fuel out.
That was a pretty car.
Well, now the back's not.
And Tommy, I mean, for all the cars we had here tonight, he didn't do too bad with qualifying. That 09 machine, he had qualified in the 24th spot. Now, I know some people are like, well, wow, 24th. But, I mean, we're talking a field of 45 cars here. Where he lined up, Tommy, he was one car out to start this race for making the A-main event.
Jeffrey, I want to go back. Yeah, you're right, Jeffrey. He was right there. I want to go back to the replay. Like you said, of this shaky start. Same thing as Huddleston happened.
So watch Johnson here. It looked like the same thing happens with McRae. Right when they get on the gas, both cars, like he's on the apron right here. He's just on the inside of the track.
You could see those cars lit up the tires. Even the third spot of Trickle got a little squirrely too. That could have been reaction as well. So Rod waiting, and then you're going to see that thing. You know, that thing is buzzing the front row.
It's like Rod tried to get a jump there on McRae, and McRae, the second she realized that was happening,
she was hard on the
they
gas.
both just, yeah, it's weird because, well, not weird, but both cars essentially doing the same thing. You see all the fuel cleanup.
Uh-huh. Like you said, probably two sprays, one by the water by trying to mix up with the fuel, but then, of course, the fuel getting sprayed all over. Now we got the tractor coming in.
Yes, we do. So.
What's up?
Did you just turn left on her or turn right on her?
He moved up, yeah.
Tom, are you getting into it with
Lauren wants to see the replay. Lauren, want to see the replay? See, Lauren's ready for the replay.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna
Lauren,
show.
you're watching live on Race Feed X here.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look here. Wait. Again with the replay.
Well, this is the start of the race.
Not only does the 90, Lauren Hill, by the way, the spotter for Tony McRae. Tony had a bad start. That's not of Lauren's doing. But then we skip ahead over here. Clean first lap with the pedal fest on the start, as drag racers would say. By the way, NHRA here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway next week. So right here, again, just starts coming up the track a little bit
Just goes right
and
across the-
in the wall. And then, ouch. Here comes the ouch moment. Big impact. And that thing is goner.
Yeah.
Say bye-bye to the rear clip of the 09 machine.
Bummer.
Yeah, like you said, Jeffrey, was an awesome-looking car. Beautiful paint job and everything.
I was looking forward to seeing what that car could do this weekend.
Now Bob Gardner wants to see it.
I saw it live.
You saw it live, Bob. You certainly did. As they continue to clean up here,
Still
see
cleaning
them.
up.
blowing off the speedy dry.
Okay, so he did get clipped.
Red flag is out here. Lap 1 of 15.
You can see that. It's cool that they have a tractor here that has a blower on the back of it. That's going to speed up cleanup too. Better than the brooms, I'd imagine.
So you know what? We're just going to give you the full story here. So we mentioned Lauren, who was just over here. He's the spotter of the number 90 machine of Tony McRae. Lauren is doing everything he can right now to have a conversation with Tim Richter, who we discussed. Is the race director here? And he's
Yes.
up pleading his case, which tells me that there must have been conversation about either her restarting in the back or
Well,
maybe.
I would imagine Tim's probably like 90, go to the back.
Yeah.
And that's where Lauren's like, well, wait a minute.
But it's a hard call there, Tommy, because you can argue both ways. I will say Tony was up against the wall coming out of turn 4,
Yeah.
and I don't feel like she really had anywhere to go. But at the same time, race directors make judgment calls sometimes. And
Well, I guess if I was playing on Tim's side, if that's the call, Tim could be saying, well, that was avoidable contact. Because technically 90 could have
lifted.
gave him a break.
Yep. So I mean, like we said, it's in racing. You don't. I mean, in a lot of sports. You
That's
don't,
why I'm happy I'm not a referee or a track official.
Tommy, this is why we don't do it. We just talk. It's just unfortunate, really, for that 09 machine, though. I mean, you gotta feel for a driver, Tommy. He made the drive out here, and essentially got to qualify, and destroy his car in 2 laps. That being said, though, who knows? Maybe he's got a rear clip in the back of his hauler.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized. I was looking at our shot, and I'm like, that's interesting. And now I understand why. Because we have 2 cameras facing that area.
We sure did.
This is going to crack you up, but now I want to make sure that that camera has the tire barriers inside.
Uh-huh.
Your headphones are down there, by the way. Yep. Well, we're certainly getting the action amount of money's worth tonight, and this is just a preview for what's to come tomorrow. We got 2 big B mains, and we're still figuring out who's going to be in those B main events. Inverted. Well, it looks like Tony McRae will be restarting. I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see off the reaction of Lauren Hill.
He must have went up to Tim and said, well, Low Budget TV showed us this. And then Tim's just like, you know what? Screw Low Budget.
Tim's like, that's the last time Low Budget TV will be here. I just found the most unique way to have a radio or a scanner as a spotter. It's on your head. I believe that's just a scanner, but that's a way you'll never lose your head or your radio right there. Got to do what you got to do. As we're still under yellow.
It's the Bullring. Well, we've knocked out a car for sure. I think that might be the first car that we definitely know won't be back tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen
And
in
yet
the
I'm
pits.
still-
I've seen in the pits motor issues, two motors that gone bad in the Southwest Tour trucks, and one in the late models. But I think that would account for our first wreck, our first big wreck that'll knock out a car the weekend.
We know there's cars that need to fix some stuff, like Partridge has some work to do on his 48 right front.
I don't see that car being done unless
Me
it
neither.
really bent something in the front end.
No, but yeah, it would just be the suspension, I think, that would have caught. I mean, they could go to Walmart and get a A-arm, right?
You know the Walmart by our hotel is out of business? It's gone, completely gone.
Well, you ready for this?
Here we go. Back under green, restart lap number 1.
So what have they
RJ,
learned in the first lap?
We learned that if you're in the front, you're looking good. Battle for the transfer spot, McRae. Getting a move on by the 81 of Daryl Midgley. McRae up the track again. The number 90 machine not turning in turn number 4.
Yeah, just exit struggles there on turn number 4, and that's going to be something that's going to plague her in this heat race. Got to be able to protect the bottom.
Now the number 4 of Ricky Bogart getting the 90 sandwich going on here. McRae.
Oh, man, I thought.
Yeah.
That was tight. The 90 cut Bogart some slack.
That's right. And that'd be Christiani in the number 90. 90C to be exact. Lap 4 of 15. Christiani still trying to make a move on Bogart. Bogart throws it into turn number 3, trying to make a move on McRae. There he goes to the inside. Battle for 5th. Christiani gets by Bogart, and he's going to tow the 36 of Hillock with him. So Jeff Hillock gets by Bogart as well, and that's what we're going to see some tonight. This is the last chance we get to see it tonight in the super late models. But Jeffrey, you leave an inside open, and people behind you, if they're close enough, will take it and take it and take it to where you're back 5 spots before you even know it.
And that's why we're talking about McRae. It's so crucial that you can exit off of these corners strong. She's lost touch with Midgley. In fact, your top 3 right now are probably feeling pretty good.
RJ, Rod Johnson Jr. in the lead. Second spot, Trickle. Third, Midgley. Those 3 are separated by each other by about 5 car lengths each. And then this is a battle from 4th on back. McRae, Christiani, and Hillock. The battle of the 90s, duking it out for 4th.
Hey, you're right.
Christiani taking a peek. Like you said, Jeffrey, the crucial exit of the corners is what's killing McRae right now. She cannot keep that 90 from the center off of the corner tight around the inside of the corners. That'll allow Christiani to make the move to the inside, and Hillock gonna do like he did with Bogart. No, he's gonna go 3 wide into turn number 1. And some contact with the 90s, and that'll send McRae around, and Bogart luckily missing McRae in turn number 2.
So do you think we're going to see Lauren in a few seconds?
Oh boy, I'm taking a look over there, and he's not. He's pacing now. I wonder how much damage, if you can see, Jeffrey, did that cause on the inside?
I'm mostly focusing on her left front wheel.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm taking a look with that. It looks like it ripped some of that bumper cover forward a little bit.
I think it's still doable. Here's the damage on the 90.
Great driving. Yeah, actually, Christiani has the worst end of this damage. McRae knows that she's in the B tomorrow night, so she's parking it. Christiani with that ripped up right front.
Tommy?
Oh boy. Told you we're up here with the spotters.
Yep.
Rod Johnson was hoping.
You know what's funny? This is total speculation. But for some reason,
I think I know where you're going with this.
Are you thinking that he was like, why don't you guys pit?
Yeah.
Just rip off the debris.
You know, Jeffrey,
He's giving them advice.
the history of the Bullring, at least us coming here as long as we have, I'm sure you, like me, saw that happening as we were crossing the start-finish line. We knew what was about to happen.
But I
into
love
turn
it.
number 1.
I love it. These type of events, Tommy, because we get to watch points racing throughout the year, and that
Yeah.
has strategy in itself. But this really is just balls to the wall. You got to go for it. And what's funny is the driver I think this actually really worked out for. Christiani right now, obviously, is now up to Mitchley. But I'm almost thinking it worked out for the 36 because he was going to take the 4th spot,
Yeah.
but that was it. He had nowhere to go. Now he's back to 5th, but he's got the leaders right in front of him.
Yeah. Should we call Hillock the Instigator? Is that his nickname? I mean, there's 3-wide racing on a one-groove corner.
Hey, you know what? He saw his lane. He
And
took
he
his
went
lane,
for it, yeah.
And he was good. I mean, his move was. He actually didn't have any contact with them too.
The Instigator,
They
Jeff Hillock.
They tried. I'm sure when McRae heard going into turn 1, hey, you're on the top of a 3-wide. She probably knew how it was going to end.
She was probably fingers and toes crossed. All right, Jeffrey, here we go for the restart. Lap 11 of 15. We're going to wind this one down. As Rod Johnson Jr., the fastest car on the racetrack right now.
Wasting no time. That 36 machine, Tommy. Trying to make a move.
Jeff Hillock, the Instigator, trying to get around Christiani. And the number 90C up ahead of him. He needs to get by 2 to get into the A. You know that Hillock was looking at the 90C's damage on the right front and said, you know, I do see a fender ripped off. Did it get the suspension? It doesn't look like it did, because that 90C is still running as strong as it did in the past. Now, for someone like Trickle, Jeffrey in second spot, the 70, I wonder if Chris Trickle's like, yeah, I'm hearing from my spotter that I've got about a 5-car length lead over third. I've got no pressure.
Well, we saw Wells thinking he had no pressure. I can't say that that was going through his mind, but Tommy, that car was in second place with 4 laps to go.
Rod
Wells
Johnson
didn't
Jr.
make it into the A main event.
Rod Johnson Jr. going to grab the checkered flags in the final heat race for the super late models here tonight. All of their events will be main events from
And again,
here
we were
on
watching
this weekend.
those battles there for the 4th position, but as you mentioned, that finish snuck up on me a bit. Tin Machine, Rod Johnson Jr. knows he'll be in the A main event. Trickle and Midgley not having to do the B main tonight or tomorrow.
You know, he's going to breathe a little easier now. Now it's going to be what kind of a luck of the draw, because for these drivers, I don't believe they're going to have any draw for their spots. But because of the pill draw for the top 8, you wonder who can he latch onto tomorrow night in the main event to follow up to the front of the field. Because that's another thing. Like we said, it's a one-groove corner track. If you can find that fast car and stick behind him and let him do all the work, and you do all the playing, do that.